Up here at 11, starting today, millions of Americans could see their grocery budget shrink. The largest cut to food stamp benefits in U.S. history is now in effect, and officials estimate 2.4 million people will qualify each month. 2.4 million fewer people will qualify each month for those benefits. Fox 13's Evan Moon looked at the impacts of the changes to the SNAP program.
40 million Americans use SNAP benefits, and Florida has one of the highest enrollments. But with new work requirements, many could lose access. I spoke with local food banks like the one behind me that worry families could go hungry. 3 million Floridians are estimated to be using SNAP, 12% of the state's population, providing groceries to low-income families.
I only had $23 in food stamps, and I had to make that scratch, and it was not enough whatsoever.
You all got the same story, but there's no help. It's very hard to figure out how I'm going to feed my son and my daughter every night.
On average, it's about $6.12 a day, but starting this week, millions will lose eligibility.
There are children that will not have access to healthy food. Right? There are families that will struggle to put good, healthy food on their tables. These have long-term repercussions.
Harsher requirements could put more strain on nonprofit food kitchens like Feeding Tampa Bay.
We're already looking after 1 million folks every day who need our support across the 10 counties we serve. They're already struggling. This will add several 100,000 new folks to our care.
The new work requirements expand working age to 64, up from 49, and require 20 hours of work per week. And exemptions for being a parent now cut off when kids are 7 years old, not 18.
Making further cuts for people who need this assistance is just going to make it so people have to make really difficult decisions.
Rep. Cross says this can lead to long-term health issues for thousands.
Often people that have less money go towards cheaper food rather than some healthier things like fresh produce, proteins, fresh, eggs and dairy.
The hopes in Washington are that these billion-dollar cuts save Americans money.
If you want to buy a sugary soda, you ought to be able to do that. The U.S. taxpayer should not pay for it.
Starting next year, soda, energy drinks, gum, and prepared desserts will not be included in SNAP benefits. States will now cover 75% of SNAP costs, up from 50%.
It's just another attack on, people who are struggling to get by already. It also puts more administrative burden on our state. And we see that, the federal government is shifting a lot of responsibilities to the states, anything from looking at cuts to FEMA to, the SNAP benefits program.
The changes starting today are part of a decade-long plan to cut $186 billion from SNAP. States will take on most of the cost from there. In Tampa, Evan Moon, Fox 13 News.